Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, two revolutionaries who tinkered with and perfected fast castle builds, each in their own individual way, meet yet again on the sands of Arabia as Hoang, playing as the Celts in blue, prepares to take on Redphosphoru, playing as the same very Celts, but in red. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up, knowing these two to Castle Age ASAP. Not a bad opportunity for us to take a look at the one and only civilization that we are going to be watching in this mirror matchup. Now the Celts are the top gun civilization of Age of Empires, being built around their need for speed. Their lumberjacks work 15% faster, which is great because Celts need lots and lots of wood for their primary focus, which is siege. Celtic Siege Workshops work faster, their siege units fire faster, and all Siege Workshop units can be upgraded to get extra HP. Now, coming back to that very much need for speed, their infantry move faster than normal starting in the Feudal Age. Their castles and towers can be upgraded to attack faster, and their unique unit, the Woad Raider, is the second fastest infantry unit in the game and comes with a good amount of HP and a pretty damn strong attack. Now, in order to feed a big, hungry, growing population, the Celts can actually convert and steal enemy herdables, even if they're standing right next to enemy units. Very curious to see if that feature comes into effect at all when we've got a Celt-on-Celt matchup. Kudos to Redphosphoru for taking Hoang on with his, let's say, home turf. Not Arabia, but the Celtic civilization. Hoang is the OG fast castle Celt, who will show up at your base with a siege workshop by the time you have just clicked into Feudal Age for most of us. And let's see how the players decide to engage into one another, if they do at all. Continuing to scout here for Redphosphoru. Let's take a look at the attack path between the bases, see where the resources are located, weaknesses, strong points, pressure points. Let's take a quick look. Attack path, pretty much, A to B. There's a tiny little bit of forest coverage here, but aside from that, an open path from one base to the other. Let's take a look at Hoang. Primary gold and stone off to the side, so not really on the attack path. Berries very much exposed, the pretty lemon ones with the pretty blue butterflies, my favorite. Always have to point those out. And then where are your additional resources? He's got extra gold to the back, he's got extra gold to the front, and he's got extra stone off campus to the northeast of his settlement. Phosphoru, who has already begun walling off his base, of course he has, getting ready for, no doubt, some fast castle action. His primary stone very exposed to the front, primary gold off to the side. Where are his additional resources? Gold and stone nicely placed in the rear of his base, and then an extra patch of gold a little bit further away. Has he seen it? Of course he has. He has seen all of his resources. In terms of forest placements, forests are pretty far from the town center, especially this forward one. And so is it a surprise that he's creating a bit of a funnel here, so that if Hoang wants to engage into this, he might have to take some town center fire? Hoang, for his part, also forests very unhelpful in terms of walling this off, but unlike Redphosphoru, making absolutely no effort to wall in his base at all. We are only 6 minutes in. We saw recently some 5-minute walling out of MBL. Is this a new... the fact that these two players are taking one another on is always, it's number one, always fun to see, because the games, unless they end in like 14 minutes when they hit Castle Age, 14 minutes when they hit Castle Age, and then the game just GG's. Unless that happens, it's usually a fairly fun game, but it also makes you think about this 26-year-old game of ours, and how there are still people who tinker around, create new strategies. Hoang, very much so a few years ago. Redphosphoru, very much right now. He prefers to call himself, well, there you go. With the stone exposed to the front, why the hell not take the secondary stone? Hoang hasn't even begun to explore out on the map. His vision is absolutely non-existent, but it's incredible how this is a 25, soon to become a 26-year-old game. Well, not so soon. I guess it's not really 2025 just yet. I don't want to pre-age everybody. We're only really in September. Oh God, how the hell did we get to September? I thought it was like March last week. But it's still fun to see new players trying to create new strategies using a civilization that's existed since 1999. I mean, the Celts have been around right from the very beginning with their Woad Raiders and their bonkers siege and their shite paladins. Although, to be fair, in the OG game, every paladin was pretty much shitty against the Frankish paladin. Who's kidding who? With maybe one or two exceptions. But it looks like, oh yeah, he does not want any kind of issues. So the question is not when will Phosphorus drop his castle, but where will he drop his castle? Hoang just, meanders his way in, nice relaxed pace. Doesn't really find out where his opponent is, has seen the 4 patches of gold, so he knows he's in the right area. The question is, do you go up? Do you go down? He went up, and he is rewarded with a nice line of sight. Phosphorus needs to discover where his opponent is right now, comes across a relic. Okay, so both players beginning their exploration at the 10-minute mark. Hoang actually hitting Feudal Age first with the exact same number of villagers, which tells me that maybe he skipped Loom. Yeah, he did. I could have just looked at the top left of the screen, of course. And so no wonder that he hits the next stage a little bit earlier than his opponent. And Hoang at the 10.5-minute mark is already heading up to Castle Age. I mean, this is just, this is going to be a lot of fun. Now, where are his resources going? Because he does not have 6 villagers on stone like Redphosphoru does. And by the way, Hoang has no clue. So he's seen the primary stone. Now, when you're playing against Redphosphoru, if anyone in the in this Elo range who might get matched up with Redphosphoru at some point on your ranked ladder journey, you need to locate the stone. Because you best believe if he's not mining his primary, he's going to be mining his secondary. And if you have no clue where that secondary stone is, you are inviting a big, juicy castle being absolutely dropped right on your face. Now, Hoang has seen the blacksmith. Will he see the market? Nope, he gets shooed away by a hail of arrows. Phosphorus, for his part, is now also exploring the internal guts of his opponent, has seen the market, has seen the blacksmith, so he knows exactly what's happening. Okay, horse takes a little bit of a poke to the ass from that villager, but not too much damage. And Hoang's already here with villagers at the 12-minute mark. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. These two players, he's discovered it. He's discovered it. Okay, so Hoang now knows a castle's a-coming. Imagine you had never heard of these players. You had never seen these players before. Imagine this is like 6-7 years ago. You're playing this game, and all of a sudden at the 12-minute mark, some guy shows up in your base, knocks on your front door, and says, oh, hey, where's that siege workshop going? There it is. Now, the question is there line of sight? Oh, just barely. Hoang revealing. The question is, did he see the villager move out? Oh, I wish I could. I could rewind. I wish I could rewind. I could easily rewind, but I don't like to rewind. Let's see what Hoang realizes, what Hoang notices. Redphosphoru definitely sees the siege workshop now. He saw it before. What is he doing at home to prepare against the no doubt Mangonel? Yeah, Mangonel that's going to come out of here. This is incredible. Let's take a look at Hoang's vision and see when he discovers that he is about to get castle dropped with 762 stone. I like that Redphosphoru mines 700 and up to 762, because that does give him an option later on if he wants to add a town center. And by the way, I completely got lost in my own ramblings. That was the first kill of the game over there, being Redphosphoru scouted. Oh my god. He's making absolutely no effort. Zero attempt to hide this castle. Absolutely going for the jugular is our Celt in red. But you know what? TC is punishing him a little bit. You thought you can get your castle up super quick? I'm going to pick off a little bit of HP off your villagers. Phosphor does have 186 wood, and he is making himself at home in Woad Raiders. Now, one player here has become very known for his siege pushes. The other player has become very known for his fast castle. By the way, we're 16 minutes in. We already have siege and we have Woad Raiders. But Phosphorus is perhaps trying something new here, because the Redphosphoru fast castle build that you would normally see with, for example, the Portuguese. Oh my god. Town center is down. Town center is down, but it looks like one villager kill already and one villager kill only for that Woad Raider. So 2 kills apiece right now. I'm going to try to keep, as I said, these games are they devolve into absolute chaos, and already There's 2 mangonels, a scout, and a villager on one side. Town center for Redphosphoru is done. So he is basically frozen in time, Captain America style, with 24 villagers. Hoang already has a second TC. But I was about to say, the usual Redphosphoru build, you pick a civilization where your unique unit costs wood and gold, not food and gold. And because it costs wood, you basically can freeze your villager population at 24. Which is the usually the magic number, I think, for Redphosphoru. If somebody in the comments knows any better, let me know. Oh, and he's sending Woad Raiders. Hoang suicides his mangonels. I don't think the Woad Raiders got that. I think Hoang got his... Hoang kills 6. Yeah, it looks like he kind of suicided one or both of those mangonels. And then generally, as Redphosphoru, with your units costing wood and gold, you build a castle next to wood and gold. And then you secure that supply. And once you secure that supply, you can pump out endless numbers of, I don't know what, Korean wagons and organ guns and any other unique unit that costs wood and gold only. In this particular case, he is going Woad Raiders with 0 villagers on food. So right now, okay, he's built himself a siege workshop. So, okay, so now he's transitioning into more of a standard-ish, but not really so standard build for Redphosphoru. Has managed to find a neutral patch of gold. Why the hell not? Your opponent has absolutely occupied your own base. You cannot even train a unit out of any of these structures. So his only 2 structures that can actually produce anything are in the forward position here for Redphosphoru, who looks like he will take down the town center. Now, if Hoang wants to go monk play, you do not get redemption as the Celts. So there is no way he is going to convert these siege units. So the monk play must be for the Woad Raiders. Little does he know that his opponent has 33 chicken nuggets in the bank. Oh, I apologize. I missed it. We'll have seen it in picture. An absolute siege slaughter here. Now, army counts are not very high. 2 to 4. You'd think we were watching the first minutes of the game, but nah. We are, in fact, watching the 21st minute, and Redphosphoru is buying food now for more, what? Woad Raiders. Woad Raiders, unfortunately, do cost a little bit more than your average infantry. Oh, another murder death. Suicide, whatever it's called. I forget the exact name. MDK, murder death kill or something. Woad Raiders, unfortunately, do cost a little bit more than your 60-20. I think it's 65-25. So they are a little bit more expensive. Okay, so he is now basically... I mean, you call it abuse when the Saracens do it, but when the Celts do it, everyone's all, you know, everyone's fine with it. But it is very much a market play right now for Redphosphoru, who has 14 villagers on gold. Hoang has 12. He does have villagers on food. So Hoang building a bit of a balanced economy right now, thinking that he has time to push back whatever assault is coming his way. And despite some shenanigans on this side of the map and some kills on this side of the map, all of the action is now firmly in front of Hoang's base. If he can just hold on, I mean, this is a nice little honor guard for the siege units. I mean, if multiple Woad Raiders show up, they may get actually converted ad infinitum by these monks. But if Hoang can hold on and continue building his villager count, which he, right as I say that, stops, he might be able to just outlast Redphosphoru, whose push is just naturally limited by the fact that he has no town center. Now he's down to 12 stone, and there is absolutely nothing that he can do to train more villagers. So if Hoang wants to, he just has to, if he wants to, it's so easy, right? It's so easy to just hold on against a mangonel Woad Raider push that's pummeling your villager count. I say that's so easy. I'm being sarcastic, of course. If he holds on, he continues to hold on, he might be able to actually pull a rabbit out of the hat. For now, though. See, oh, and now he converts a villager, which means he can, in fact, repair the mangonel. Where's that third monk? What are you doing all the way back here? No redemption means bye. Mangonel. Oh, good attack round. You got a villager. Now, what do you do in this case? Oh, you do nothing as a bunch of Woad Raiders pop out of the battering ram. 6 garrison space means that there are a lot of baristas in there with their tats and their axes and their long hair. And that is pretty much all she wrote for Hoang's expeditionary force. The monks run away. trying to keep themselves safe. He does have 2 mangonels at home. But now with battering rams on the field, what do you do now? You train your own counter battering rams? Okay. Not too sure what these villagers are doing. Just kind of hanging out. This is not the time for idle villagers. Phosphoru, by the way, is down to 19. Hoang just bought 100 stone. Phosphoru is buying 100 food. The price for food is 148. The price for stone is 158. That just shows you how much food Redphosphoru has been buying. Oh, and now the 3 monks to the south could be very useful here against any kind of Woderator push. Has Redphosphoru caught wind of the extra town center? He has not. Has Hoang caught wind of this gold mining operation? He has not. Both players operating with suboptimal information. Both players tearing into each other with very few but very powerful units right now. Oh, Hoang loses another mangonel, another villager. Woderaiders pop out as well. Oh no! The inn is full, which means those villagers congregate right in the center of the TC, which means they absolutely die. Where are those 3 monks for our Kelton Blue? Why are they just hanging out to the south? Another villager gets pummeled, and now a monk is dying. I mean, come home. What are you resting on your 1 conversion laurel? And of course, I look at the south just as I believe the town center probably got that mangonel kill there. Hoang is in desperation mode. He needs to keep the TC above 480 HP, because if he doesn't, it does exactly what it does right now, which is expel the villagers. Okay, if Redphosphoru didn't know before, he's going to find out right now that there's a second TC, and he's going to begin immediately laying siege. But first, you got to run away. You got to keep those woads alive. Come across a random villager, clutches at her throat and dies. What an absolute bonkers game. Redphosphoru has not been at his base literally for the last 15 minutes, and wow, Hoang just says enough's enough. My TC is down. I'm not going to build a 4th. This is by the way his 3rd TC that he's built. And when the cost of stone is the same as the cost of food, you know both players are pretty much at their wits' end. Phosphoru, 32 villager kills, and somehow our player with 2 standing town centers, although actually there were 2 at this point, then there were 2 at this point, now there's 1. Somehow our player with the town centers ends the game with fewer villagers than the player who lost his town center 15 minutes ago. What an absolute epic game. Phosphoru with the sneaky stone mining, and Hoang, to his credit, discovered. Like I said, if you ever run across this player, Redphosphoru, on the rank ladder, number 1 priority needs to be locate the stone. And you know what? Go and build stone walls around the stone. I'm going to tell you right now, build a bunch of houses, build a bunch of palisade walls, lame the stone as fast as you can, because otherwise you're going to get a big juicy castle dropped right on your face. And nobody wants a big juicy castle dropped on their face, so you got to pay extra for that. But in this case, wow, 1 town center down, 2 town centers down, a 3rd town center. What the hell is Hoang going to do? He doesn't even have enough food for a single villager. And these are the laziest monks I've ever seen. They get 1 conversion of villager. The villager doesn't even save the mangonel that died earlier. And now they just kind of hang back and say, you know what? We warned you about civil war. We don't like it. And we don't want any part of it. And so they have absolutely nothing. Maybe Hoang forgot about them. They could have at least brought a relic home. The monastery's still up. He could have used these 3 monks maybe over here when Phosphoru was pushing in blind and just discovered the 3rd TC and then immediately ran away with the Woderaiders. There was maybe an opportunity to get 1 or 2, or maybe, who knows, maybe even 3 conversions if the random number generator works in your favor. But little by little, from humble beginnings, what is the quote from Uncharted? The Drake quote from Humble, great things from humble beginnings. A castle and a siege workshop and a lumber camp is literally all it took for Phosphoru to bring down the king of the Celts on his own turf. And wow, what a game. Hoang going for his usual siege. Phosphoru going interestingly for Woderaiders, which in this case worked out. I wonder, of the 32 villager kills, how many of those were killed by siege and how many of those were killed by Woderaiders, because there was a time when there were a bunch of villagers congregating underneath that town center who absolutely just kept getting pummeled over and over again with mangonel shots. Both of the players actually peak APM right at the very beginning, which goes to show trash going to our Celt in blue, scarce resources going to our Celt in red, who again, I thought with the 762 he mined just enough to perhaps get another town center going, but in this case, no, it did not. He did not, rather, and he was just happy. What does he have here? A bunch of defunct mining camps. He's left his primary. I mean, this is a shanty town. This is a ghost town. This is Deadwood, South Dakota, without the casinos and these gold miners. Let's see how bad the economy actually difference was. About 15% bigger economy for Hoang. No surprise there because of, look at this line. Look at this line. This is just incredible. Just he hits castle and then his economy just flattens. It just goes into a tailspin. His stone miners get reallocated, walk around doing nothing. That group of villagers sent to Hoang's base are doing nothing. Hoang is pushing in. His economy is going up. But look at this absolute flat line all the way across the game. Then it dips a little bit. But at the end of the day, look, none of this ever really matters until the end where Hoang's blue line is below the red line. So there you go. Make of that what you will. Only 2 conversions out of how many monks did he have? 6. Not great for Hoang. Maybe if he had better luck converting woad raiders, because this is, I think, 1 villager and 1 woad raider, or maybe just 2 villagers. I don't recall at the moment. I'm recording this video as somebody in my parking lot is doing an absolutely atrocious job parking right between 2 spots right on the line. And so I apologize. I got distracted there for a second doing my outro. And 5 raisings to 1, 46 kills to 20. So Hoang is just behind in all metrics except trash resources. And trash resources are very much not going to help you against a Celtic push, a battering ram full of woad raiders. And like I said, from a small little colony just to the south of Hoang's base, no more gold, no more stone, no more food, just gold and wood, and using the market in order to buy the food made it just about as expensive as stone, which is not something you see every day. And maybe if Hoang had pivoted here a little bit earlier, maybe if he didn't put up a town center, but instead had just put a mining camp there about 5 minutes ago, maybe he could defend this with a castle, and maybe at that point Redphosphoru would have GG'd, but doesn't really matter. Hoang just absolutely gets pummeled here. 1 TC after 1 TC falls, even though on the other side of the map, he did do a good job freezing the economy of the red Celt. It ultimately didn't matter because the red Celt still had this. And with that still up, I guess maybe another important lesson is destroy the market of your opponent. With that market still up, Phosphor was able to, quote unquote, balance his economy. Fancy schmancy, caster terms for buying and selling stuff. And with that balanced economy, just absolutely army count 10-3. And somehow with no town center does still end the game with more villagers than his opponent. A testament to 32 dead villagers. It is Redphosphoru with the huge, what was it, 45-second, 1-minute delay behind Hoang. First of all, kudos to Hoang for hitting Castle Age. When was it, like the 13-minute mark of the game? 13:12 compared to 14:30. Literally a minute and 20 seconds behind, but 13:12 Castle Age is a ridiculous Castle Age timing. And unfortunately, it did allow him to destroy his opponent's base. But I mean, Phosphor is just so comfortable with these small little clumps of villagers decentralized all over the place. And like I said, with only 3 structures, brings it back. Although let's call it 4 because the gold was played a very important role in buying food. With those 2 military and 2 economic structures, it is Redphosphoru who takes the W in a very fun game. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.